Oh, winter storm barreled through Rochester over the last 24 hours, dumping over a foot of snow on most of the region, including here at the Rochester Institute of Technology, where the Air Force team bus actually got stuck after last night's game. They got to the hotel. They're all right. The skies have cleared as the storm has departed, making way for hockey night here on campus as the hometown RIT Tigers wrap up their two-game series with the Air Force Academy. Number 9 for the Falcons is sophomore Trevor Stone. Stone scored his third goal of the season last night. It proved to be the game winner for the Falcons, while on the other side, the captain, number 19, Miles Powell, scored his 8th on the season with 21 points in 19 games. Miles Powell is RIT's leading scorer. You are watching RIT SportsZone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builders. Highlights, live interviews, much more on the way as we get you set for puck drop coming up at 7:05. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone pregame live here on CW Rochester and streaming all season long on RITSC.com. Well, the Tigers returned to the Policini Center last night for the first time in 41 days to renew what has become a tremendous rivalry with Air Force since both schools joined Atlantic Hockey back in 2006. Tigers and Falcons combining for 9 Atlantic Hockey championships in the last 11 seasons, with Air Force entering the night as the reigning champs. And we're going to pick up the action in the first period. The Tigers with a great chance. Doesn't appear that we have them. There they are. Check out the highlights from last night. Tigers with a great chance early on against Air Force. Mark Logan all alone. Billy Christopoulos making the stop. The puck sits in the crease. Jake Levin assists on the save for the Falcons. Midway through the opening period, Air Force gets on the board. Ben Kuchera drops it to Eric Baskin, who nets his 10th on the season. Air Force had the 1-0 lead. They would add to it later in the period. Trevor Stone, the wrister, beating Logan Drackett stick side. The Falcons scored twice on 3 shots and held a 2-goal lead after 1. Started the second, golden opportunity again for RIT. Another breakaway. Sean Cameron denied, though, by Christopoulos as he was up to the challenge once again. It would stay 2-0 Falcons until the third period. Watch this. Sean Cameron, the nice look to Miles Powell, controls the puck and puts it in, his 8th on the year, and all of a sudden it was a 1-goal game, as it should be, between these two teams. RIT would pull Logan Drackett for the extra attacker with 1:54 remaining, and the Tigers would get a number of opportunities. Gabe Valenzuela and Miles Powell right there missing on those chances as they couldn't get a stick on the puck. Air Force coming up with 3 big saves, and the Falcons blocking 4 big shots down the stretch to secure a 2-1 victory last night.
You try not to get too frustrated, but of course those things happen and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they definitely buried on their opportunities, so give them credit for that, and we definitely missed on ours. So I mean, looking at tomorrow, that's something that we gotta fix for sure.
Yeah, they're a hard team to play against. They don't really give you anything. You gotta work, you gotta outwork them to get any chances you want, and they're a hard-working team. So we definitely expected that type of game from them, and it's kind of a playoff game feel.
When you get down 2-0 after the first, still plenty of game left to play. But against a team like Air Force that buckles down, is so sound defensively, how tough is that to battle through mentally?
Yeah, it's tough. Like in the first intermission, we knew that we could come back, and we came back before. But just Air Force is just a hard-working team, and they do their job right, and they know how to win. They know how to play games in the lead. So they showed that tonight. But hopefully we can start off the game better tomorrow.
Trevor Stone. Quick shot and a goal. Better here tonight as we take a look inside the numbers from last night's game. RIT held Air Force to just 13 shots on net. That is a record for the least amount of shots allowed in the Division I era. The 5-minute major on Chris McKay, the big penalty on the night. RIT only had to kill off 3 minutes of it after Air Force took a silly penalty. Since moving to D1, 31 of 49 meetings between these two have ended in ties or have been decided by just 1 goal. So tonight marks the 4th and final meeting between these two teams, unless, of course, they meet in the postseason, which has happened before. For a preview, our Kim Burnson is standing by live with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson. Good evening, Kim.
How's it going, Kevin? Coach, last night, emotions running really high when the guys got off the ice, a lot of frustration. What was the mood like in the locker room following the game, and how does that transition today?
Well, we just had to dwell on the positives and not the negatives. The negatives were we didn't score enough, and we had to capitalize on our chances. pauses that we limited in the 13 chances. So I like our odds if we were able to do that again, which I don't know if we can duplicate, but we still got to come up with a good defensive effort tonight, and then when we got to create a little bit more offense, whether it be rebound chances, more shots directed to the net, more people going to the net, and then if you get a couple breakaways like we did last night, we got to get at least one out of it, if not two.
Christian Short getting the start and goal tonight. What led to that decision?
They've both been playing very well, so we're looking for a spark here, and I thought Logan did a good job last night, particularly handling the puck out of the net, but we've got to get someone that for somehow is going to find us to get a win is the ultimate goal. So Christian's played well, so we're going to see what he can do here tonight, and we have a lot of confidence in both of them. One of them, though, has to get on a roll.
So last night you held Air Force to 13 shots. How do you hope to replicate that effort?
Well, I think our intensity defensively and marking our guys early, communicating, and then getting right on them, and good sticks. We deflected a lot up into the netting, into the corners. They missed the net quite a bit, so I thought we did a good job with all that. But I thought it started a lot with our neutral zone, and I thought they did the same to us, where we were forced to dump a puck. We forced them to dump a lot of pucks. If you can limit the number of carry-ins where they can maybe generate some shots from, that's a good thing for us. So we're going to try and stand them up in the neutral zone and get them to dump the puck and then go back and break it out ourselves.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
John DiTullio standing by on the Air Force bench.
All right, thank you, Bernsey, here standing by. Coach, typical RIT Air Force game, decided by one goal. How do you do it tonight? You only got 13 shots last night. How do you come away with 4 points?
You know what, though? Our shooting percentage was pretty good. All we needed was 2 last night. Now, we got to get more people to the blue paint. When you look at that and you say 13 shots, you look and you say, well, Air Force really got outplayed. We didn't see it that way. We watched the film today, and we did a lot of good things. We just didn't penetrate. We got to do a better job of penetrating. But we forechecked well. We had at least equal possession of the puck as RIT, but they did a little bit better job of penetrating. Part of that was they were chasing the scoreboard the entire game. We got off to a 2-0 lead, and they got to make something happen. I don't want to say we were protecting the lead, but we weren't, because we weren't. We were playing to get the next goal, but your mindset's a little bit different. But there's no question we got to get more people and more pucks to the blue paint tonight.
How difficult will it be without Ledford and Himley tonight, shorthanded, losing 2 really key contributors?
Ledford, Himley, Yeager, our all-league Boji is at home right now. I mean, we've got 3 guys in Himley, Boji, and Ledford that are former all-conference players that are on our all-conference wall at home. We're kind of dealing with what the Tigers had to deal with last year. We've just been smoked with injuries. We've only got 3 players that haven't missed games for injuries this year, and one of them is our goalie, Billy Christopoulos. So we've lost 119 man games. So for us to be at 500 right now and scrapping, I'm real proud of our group. But hopefully we can get through this tonight. But obviously in the long run, in the long term, we got to get Ledford back. We got to get Himley back. We got to get Boji back, and we got to get Cook back.
You love playing in this town. 5 straight wins in Rochester for you. Try to make it 6 tonight. Thanks, Coach.
It is. Thanks for the math. I need that. That makes me feel a little better.
That's head coach Frank Serratore. Kevin, back to you.
All right, John. Frank told us yesterday Atlantic hockey has arrived and that there's not one bad team in the league this season. You can see that in the standings as now 3 schools have a share of first place. Canisius, Niagara, Holy Cross all have 20 points, followed by surging AIC, who shut out Canisius last night at Harbor Center. Robert Morris, idle this weekend, remains 5th. RIT is 7th, still 5 points out of first place. Last night's victory has moved Air Force into a tie with Bentley at 9th. Speaking of Bentley, they wrap up their series with Army tonight after skating with a 3-3 tie last night at West Point. Holy Cross going for the sweep of Sacred Heart. Canisius and Niagara both hoping to have at least a share of that first place. The Eagles and are at Mercyhurst while Canisius hosts AIC. Well, still to come on the program with Air Force Academy in town. It's the perfect time to revisit why a single orange seat sits alone among a sea of gray and black here at the Policini Center. Plus, Rochester native Brian Gianta will captain Team USA in the upcoming Winter Olympics. We'll share how RIT has helped him on his journey to the games in South Korea. That's all straight ahead as we get you ready for Air Force and RIT. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Back here on RIT SportsZone Pregame Live, those were just a few of the images captured last night during the Air Force Academy's 2-1 victory over RIT. Our thanks to the SportsZone photo team of Caitlin Dolan, Riley Jocelyn, and Jedediah Plumley. Well, if you're just joining us here tonight, there's been a change in the net for RIT. As we mentioned earlier, Logan Drackett got the start last night. Tonight, head coach Wayne Wilson going with Christian Short. Short has come on as of late. Tonight will mark his 6th start on the season. The Vaughan, Ontario native is 2-3. With a 3.03 goals against average. For Air Force, no surprise here. Billy Christopoulos will make his 24th straight start this season for the Falcons. Christopoulos made 25 saves and earned his 10th win on the year last night. Air Force head coach Frank Serratori said after the game that it could have gone either way, but he was glad he had the best player on the ice, that being number 44. Well, speaking of goalies, with Air Force in town, we thought it would be appropriate to revisit a story we first brought to you last season. Among the 4,000 seats here at the Gene Policini Center, one stands out from the rest. If you've been here, it's hard not to notice the lone orange seat among a sea of gray and black, because much like the former Tiger it honors, the seat stands out even in the biggest crowd.
His name was Green Williams.
He was just a great guy to be around. You know, everybody loved Green. You know, they loved the way, you know, he operated. They loved the way he kidded around, and they loved his big burly mustache.
Williams and Jim Stanley were fraternity brothers at Phi Sigma Kappa back in the 70s. And while Stanley played football, Williams was a goaltender for the RIT hockey team.
Green wasn't the most gifted goalie in the world, but I soon learned by being with him quite a bit. He had the heart of a lion, and his work ethic made up for any skills that he lacked.
After graduating from RIT, Williams enrolled in the United States Air Force, where tragically he was killed in 1984 during a pilot training accident.
It was quite devastating because he was young. You know, we were all young in our prime, and just getting started in life. So it was kind of a real shock. And to this day, whenever I see a jet stream across the sky, and anybody who knew Green closely thinks of Green.
Thanks to Green's sister, former teammates, and fraternity brothers like Stanley, a permanent tribute can be found in section 107, row K, seat number 8. A single orange seat right above the net where Williams spent his time as a Tiger.
How important is it to tell people that don't know about Green and what he not only meant to you, but to RIT?
I miss him. I guess I just miss my friend. Having the seat here, it gives us a chance to remember him. It gives us a chance to remember, what kind of fellow he was, and what he did for again RIT and his fraternity and especially his country. We're all proud of that, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that went through the hockey program that served our country and may have been injured or may have actually been killed. But I saw the chance to recognize Green in a special way for everyone that served in our military.
The orange seat is available for purchase throughout the men's and women's hockey season. In addition to the seat, the men's hockey program also honors Green's memory with the Green B. Williams Award for Academic Excellence, which is awarded to the player with the highest grade point average each season. Last year's recipient was forward Todd Skirving, who's currently playing in the ECHL for the Orlando Solar Bears. Well, still to come. Here tonight, John and Jean join us to break down tonight's matchup between the Tigers and Falcons. Plus, we'll tell you how RIT has helped play a role in one local player's journey to next month's Olympic Winter Games. That's next. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live.
Poked ahead, opportunity going in. Logan, breakaway, Logan, backhand, and Christopoulos the save, and it was sitting right there. And center ice, Baskin trying to push it ahead, and here's Kuchera. Kuchera leaving there and score. Goal by number 27, Eric Baskin, and just like that, 9:28 remaining in the first. Air Force taking the 1-0 lead. Here's Trevor Stone. Quick shot and a goal. Stone with the goal. 2-0 Air Force.
I'm just saying, Air Force is applying pressure right now. They really are. If McKay got away with a turnover or where he pitched, Drackett just didn't locate the puck. That's a puck he's got to handle. That's a shot. He's got a clean window to see it. And right there,
Tomorrow night, kids are free here.
It's supposed to be a little better tomorrow night. I think it's supposed to stop whatever we're getting. I don't even know what it's doing outside. I don't even care.
Cameron in front.
Get it there.
Powell pushes it in. And finally the Tigers on the board with 7:24 remaining. Miles Powell with his 8th goal of the season.
There you go. Working hard.
Back to Powell. Centering pass in front. And that's going to be swept to the near corner. Brown in front. Powell off his stick. Brubaker fires. Big save by Christopoulos. Trying to get it out. Willett holding in. Willett sending it ahead off the glove. Right out in front. Just going wide. And it's going to be cleared, but that is going to be cleared for icing to take the draw. Big fight for it. Kicking it ahead. Trickling through. Push to the corner. 5 seconds remaining. And Air Force is going to win this game.
And that is how Air Force claimed Game 1 of this 2-game series last night. Just a reminder, if you miss any of our home games this season, you can catch up on the highlights on our website anytime. Head to RITSC.com and click on Hockey Central. Joined now by Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio. And guys, it was tough to generate offense for both teams last night. Air Force getting a little puck luck there. And it certainly goes a long way when these two teams meet. You need puck luck and you need some breaks.
Yeah, that was a grinder of a game for both teams last night. I mean, you could look at it that the Tigers didn't break through the third, but John, they only allowed 13 shots altogether. That's the best ever in the D1 level.
Solid performance. This is by both defenses last night, not only by RIT, but by the Falcons, but a typical matchup between Air Force and RIT, always tightly contested. Always comes down to 1 goal.
Well, what makes Air Force so difficult, one reason, the experience of this team. They have been back here again and again. Senior leadership on this team, and as we saw in the highlights, our player to watch, Eric Baskin, our player, certainly one of the veterans on this Air Force team.
He's a senior, he's healthy, and listen, they don't have many healthy players in this lineup, but Eric Baskin, 10 goals on the night, came up big last night. He's a big kid, anchors that top line, the assistant captain. And again, this is a seasoned team led by number 27.
For the RIT Tigers, so much of their offense actually starts on the back end. And one of those players, Chase Norsh, first game back last night after missing weeks with injury, John. So how do you think he did?
No coincidence. They held Air Force to 13 shots. You get number 8 back in the lineup, one of the best defensemen not only on this team, but in the entire conference. He missed the last 4 games. He was a force last night. He adds punch to their power play and penalty kill as well. Good to have number 8 back. That's why they were even more effective last night on the blue line.
So for the Tigers, the pattern here, going all the way back, obviously, to the Providence weekend, then at Niagara. Friday night loss, Saturday night, a little bit better. Yeah. So tonight, what do the Tigers have to do here?
I think what you got to do is, number 1, who is up for shots, Gito? Right?
Some more shots here.
29 combined shots for both teams. RIT only 25, but got the ball 26. The bulk of those came in the third period. Short-term memory for Christian Short did not play well last Friday against Niagara. And you got to ground the Falcons again. Hold them to 13 shots or maybe even fewer. I think you've got the recipe there for 2 points for the Tigers.
So RIT, Air Force, always good hockey. We had another 1-goal game last night. Wouldn't be surprised if we have another tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, it should be fun, guys. We'll see you at the top of the hour. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, one Rochester native is just weeks away from competing on the world's biggest stage. Greece's Brian Giunta won a national championship at Boston College in 2001. He won the Stanley Cup with the Devils in 2003. Now, in February, Giunta will take a shot at one of the only prizes that has eluded him during his remarkable hockey career.
Pesek has it go off his stick. He's got Giunta all alone in front. Giunta scores!
Brian Giunta spent 15 seasons in the NHL until the Sabres cut him loose this past offseason. But instead of calling it quits, Giunta turned his attention to the Olympic Games, where for the first time since 1994, NHL players will not be featured on the ice.
Just to be on the team is a big thing, and you know, at my age, not sure what was ahead of me this year, and this opportunity kind of fell in my lap, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Giunta started his journey to the games in South Korea, where he started most of the off seasons during his pro career, working out here at RIT.
It's been a great partnership we've had there. they do a great job of setting things up for us. And we got the whole pro group there, and some of the college kids that stick around at RIT, they train with us. So we have a great facility, obviously, with the new facility. And then we have the ice and the availability of the players. And coaches have been great. Coach Wilson's been great. The university has been awesome with us. And it's been a perfect setup. I don't think anyone has as good of a setup anywhere when they train in the summer. So we got the trainer, we got the medical side, we got the ice, we got all the facilities. So it's ideal.
Since the fall, Giunta has continued his workouts with the AHL's Rochester Americans. With past Olympic experience and over 1,000 NHL games under his belt, the 39-year-old was the obvious choice to be named captain of Team USA.
Only one with Olympic experience on this team for this year. What can you take from your experience in 06 that can help this group out this year?
Well, I think calming some nerves. The Olympics are a big event, and you can get wrapped up in a lot of things there. And at times where things aren't going to go our way, and we're going to need to settle back into things. And I think that's what the older guys are there for, and to kind of help that process. And hopefully I can be that guy for the team.
Disappointment in 06, finishing 8th. I mean, does that fuel you going into these games?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the things in my career I haven't been able to accomplish, and to come back with a medal from the Olympics would be a dream come true.
But medal or not, when Giunta returns to the States, he's open to joining an NHL team for the stretch run, if the opportunity is right.
That door could be open. If there are opportunities, I'll look at them. It's something that for sure you'd be interested in, but at the same time, I've come to peace with that if this is it, that's it. But if there's an opportunity, I'll for sure look at it and decide whether or not to pursue it or not.
So Buffalo gets another
best of luck certainly to Brian Giunta and Team USA next month in South Korea. He certainly is one of the great guys in hockey. Well, when we come back, we'll check the RIT Athletics scoreboard as women's hockey and men's and women's basketball were in action this afternoon. Plus, we're closing in on game time. John and Jean will rejoin us next. This is RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. At the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology. It is Kids Night. The winter storm has come and gone, and we are ready for some hockey as RIT hosts Air Force here tonight. Elsewhere in RIT athletics today, the RIT women's hockey team struggles continue. They're now winless in their last 14 games after getting swept by Mercyhurst. Tigers back here against Robert Morris next weekend. Women's basketball suffering its first Liberty League loss of the season. They're now 11-2 on the year after a 75-70 loss at home to Vassar. And the men's hoops team victorious 61-57. Coach McVean and company getting the win at home today. While RIT hits the road for a makeup date with Mercyhurst, we are not back with you until next Friday when the league leaders come to town. Our coverage kicks off with RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live at 6:30. CW will rebroadcast that game at 10 o'clock. Well, that does it for yet another edition of RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. Thanks so much for watching. Up next, John and Jean have the call of all the action between RIT and Air Force. Enjoy it. We'll see you back here for the intermission report. RIT Sports Zone Live begins right now.